Game, two short conference teams, Jackson Memorial and Middletown South, the Ocean County and Monmouth County schools. Let's go downstairs to the third member of our broadcast team, Gary Kowal.
Thanks, guys. Want to talk a little bit about transfer Matt Castronova, a huge transfer coming across town from Jackson Liberty to Jackson Memorial this year. He had to sit out the 30 days in the transfer rules through the state. His first game back, first carry, he goes 71 yards to the house. Had 121 yards that night against Toms River North. Now, the last game he had to sit, a 30-24 Jaguar loss to Brick in overtime. When he was back on the field in November, a 44-0 Jaguar win. He's going to be a big key tonight, guys.
Thank you, Gary. Get a look at Castronova. Matt, the senior wide receiver, came in from Jackson Liberty. Time now for the Verizon Fios One Sports Keys to the Game with Jamal.
Jackson Memorial has to get both their 1,000-yard rushers involved early. Vincent Lee and Mike Galwick. You have to get these guys going. Also, throw out conference affiliation. This is a short conference, but who's going to win tonight? Middletown South contain the running duo and ground and pound behind their big offensive line.
Matt Mosquera, the tremendous kicker, sends it away. Jackson has it, and the opening kickoff with some room. Jackson will start inside their own 40 after Vincent Lee rips off the run. There is Joe DeMeo, the senior quarterback at 6'1", 195 pounds, completes about 50% of his passes for the Ocean County School. He is committed to Iona for baseball, also runs it, 59 carries this year, and 5 TDs for a Jackson Memorial side that is 10-1 out of the Short Conference A South. Their only loss back on October 4th in overtime to Brick Township. First play is a handoff, as you would expect. Mike Galwick is stood up after a gain of 3. Galwick, the tremendous sophomore back with 20 touchdowns this season. He'll start alongside Vincent Lee. The wideouts are Matt Castronova and Aaron Curette. Brody Graham at tight end, Greenway, Rauch, Frazier, Capilla, and Smith on this outstanding Jackson Memorial line, which averages about 255 pounds.
As a running back, you love to run behind a line like that. A bunch of big guys up front where the tight end gets involved in the running game also. As you see in motion here, number 89, Brody Graham.
2nd and 7 from the 42. Once again, Galwick lowers his helmet right into the linebacker Dylan Rogers, but only another 3 on the carry. The defensive starters for Middletown South, a perennial power out of Monmouth County. Servideo, Galwick, Crow up front on the defensive line with the linebackers. McCarthy, Gonzalez, Rogers, and Higgins in the 3-4. Secondary, Cole Rogers, their star running back, with Rob Hulse, Nolan Peerless, and Max Imshow. There are the Middletown South Eagles. That defense, which has helped them stand so far on these first 2 carries from Galwick. 3rd and 4. Galwick got room. Here he goes. The sophomore in space. 55 yards to the house for the 21st time this year.
It's always good to have a running back that can find the open field. The Jackson Memorial Jaguars love to run off-tackle plays, the power roll, the stretch game. And Galwick right there found the end zone. He's quick, explosive runner between the two, Galwick and Lee. Good blocking up front. Good blocking by number 40, the fullback, Cole Collins. Once he gets in the open field, nobody could catch him. He's only 5'8", but he packs a punch.
Great kick out, as you said, by Cole Collins there, and their multiple eye, the senior, the lead blocker for both Lee and Galwick. Extra point coming. Hold is good. The kick is good by Jared Calhoun. Now 40 of 43 on PATs this year, but Mike Galwick, the sophomore, one of the 2 1,000-yard running backs for Jackson Memorial.
To be able to have a back like this who's only a sophomore, who's only getting better every game, he comes out right here, first drive, getting the end zone. That's the way to lead your team down the field early in this game.
3 carries, 61 yards on that opening drive for Galwick. You saw Vincent Lee, his fellow 1,000-yard back, on the opening kickoff, set them up with good field position. And for Middletown South, led by the veteran head coach Steve Antonucci, Jackson Memorial, their 4th-year head coach and alumnus Walt Christopik, Memorial with the lead. And people expected, despite the seeding, that Jackson Memorial would be truly game today, if not the favorite, coming in at 10-1 off a 44-0 drubbing in the semis against second-seeded Brick Township.
Their only loss was against Brick Township on October 4th, but that was without Castronova when they had them back 44-0 in the last game of the playoffs.
Joe Timmons back to receive the kick along with Nolan Peerless. Jared Calhoun will kick off for Jackson Memorial. Just a minute and 43 to score. That one's off the foot of Rogers. And Jackson Memorial with a dream start will have it at the Middletown South 21. Picking it up, Nick Papandrea.
It was a little pop-up kick. I'm not sure if they tried to do it if Middletown South did it on purpose or it just happened. It was a little pop-up kick and they got the ball back. It looked like it hit off his shin.
Cole Rogers, the star running back who has 26 touchdowns this year, with a tough time fielding that kick. And Jackson Memorial packing a punch with that line, and with the rushing of Golick on the first drive, now has Lee, their other 1,000-yard back in. On Middletown South's 21 to start their second drive in as many minutes. There's a flag down as Lee was taken down on an ankle tackle by James McCarthy.
I think I saw a hold there by the tight end Graham, number 89.
Our first penalty here in the opening 2 minutes of our capper tonight at Rutgers. And will be a 10-yard penalty and bring it back to the 31.
As a defensive player, you know there's holding on every play. The offensive lineman, tight end, always grabbing you, pulling you down.
Says the D end.
They're always holding us, man. Ref, throw the flags.
Lee behind Collins again. Under center, Joe DeMeo. In motion comes Castronova. And Lee just back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. Into the middle of this formidable Middletown South defense, who ends up getting a trip tackle there, Corey Grant.
Jackson Memorial is using a lot of motion. They motioned their tight end on the first 2 plays from scrimmage. Now they're motioning their wide receiver. I think they're trying to disguise what they're doing and running the game and seeing what adjustments Middletown South makes on defense. 2nd
and 19 after Grant, the senior, made the tackle, his 26th of the year. DeMeo will roll. He's flushed and sacked. Grant was there. He was the first one, along with Max Imshow, coming from the safety spot.
I'm not sure. That was a play-action pass, but it seemed like either nobody was open or somebody fell down because he just took off and tried to run the ball. DeMeo did and got sacked in there for the loss.
Remember, he does have 60 carries this year, so it could have been a designed run. On the rollout, it sets up now 3rd and 20. This is a good response after the turnover on the kickoff.
It is for a defense to hold them right here, hold them in field goal range. It'd be big for them to come up with this stop on 3rd and long.
Calhoun's long is 40, so he does have a leg. Going deep, DeMeo, he has a man, touchdown. Kyle Johnson. And Jackson Memorial leads 13-0.
Play action pass. Joe DeMeo found Kyle Johnson one-on-one with the cornerback, was able to run the post and to get open for the touchdown. Easy throw and catch right there with no safety help over the middle.
31 yards. DeMeo crosses 1,000 yards on the season, and Jackson Memorial has set a record for points in a season at the school, breaking one of their undefeated state championship teams. Calhoun's extra point is good as well. They had 402 points on the year coming in. They have now passed the 2001 undefeated state champs for their record.
It's always good to break a record, you know, especially in your last game of the season. Right here, he found the corner one-on-one, broken coverage, touchdown. I don't know where the safety help was up top.
The 3 seed Jackson Memorial with a pair of touchdowns in the first 4 minutes of this game. Johnson, the last one on the touchdown catch, 31 yards from DeMeo. The first one was a Mike Golick touchdown run. They recovered a fumble on a kick. As Calhoun boots it away again, this time fielded cleanly by Cole Rogers. And that is where Middletown South will start its first drive, led by their quarterback, Matt Mosquera, the junior at 5'9", 175. And there's a flag near midfield before Steve Antonucci can send his lineup out there.
There's a 5-yard face mask on the defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So it's a face mask on Jackson, well behind the play, someone blocking near midfield. And Mosquera will lead the offense out. 94 of 172 this year, and DeMeo just crossed 1,000. Mosquera already there. Not much of a running threat, more of a pocket passer who will run this look that you'll get normally with the one-back spread from them. Plenty of options at the wide receiver spot. Mosquera on 1st and 10, and that is off the hands of his intended receiver. He was looking for A.J. Leandro, the senior, who's one of the backup wideouts. You see Coffey and Timmons start with McCarthy at the fullback in front of Rogers, Crow the tight end, James Wilson with Kyle Maines, Joseph Rakowski, Joyce, and Lopez left to right across the Mid-South line. 2nd and 10 now from the 38. Mosquera hands off. Scooting through, great footwork by Cole Rogers across midfield for a first down and a gain of 15.
For the Middletown South Eagles to be successful today, it has to be a cold world for them. Give it to Cole Rogers inside and often, because Mosquera, he's more of a game manager than a real pocket passer to throw the ball deep.
Hurry up by the Eagles. Roll out. Oh, what a catch. Going up to get it was Spencer Peerless, the junior, for his 16th catch of the year. And Mid-South keeps the tempo up with a first down throw.
Mosquera using this spread offense, finding the open guy, and you can see they're hurrying up. They're running a lot of receivers in and out of the game. They'll play up to 6 receivers in their offense today.
Pistol this time. Mosquera, the snap is low, and he'll just have to fall on it. Cole Rogers was there as the snap from Rutkowski was along the ground. It will be 2nd down and 15 against this Jackson Memorial defense, which runs a 4-3 set for Walt Christopik. Up front, it's Ostrander with Greenway, Capilla, and the tight end Brody Graham plays D-end as well. Adante Davis with Cole Collins, Zach Tetro at linebacker, DeMeo, Curette, Golick, Castronova, that tremendous Jackson Memorial secondary. 2nd down and 15. Rogers gets the inside handoff. He breaks it outside. Rogers inside the red zone, and he gains 27 down to the 14.
Outside linebacker Ante Davis had him dead to rights right there in the back three. But Cole Rogers was able to get out of that tackle and break to the sideline. Right there, he had him dead to rights. Just make the tackle. But now he's in the open field, making guys miss, and the receivers are doing a good job blocking downfield.
Pistol again from Mosquera. Handoff Rogers, juking, dragging defenders down toward the 10. He'll gain 3. Cole Rogers, more than 1,700 yards rushing this year, 9 100-plus yard games. Steve Antonucci telling me this week, Cole Rogers just tremendous. You don't appreciate it until you see him. He's solid looking, but he just won't wow you in many respects. That was a wowing run of 27 before. Mosquera this time will fake. Throwing back of the end zone, the tight end Crow, and a jump ball. It's broken up. The man back there, Matt Castronova, makes the play.
Good play right there by Castronova. the safety, and also plays wide receiver. I was surprised he didn't come down with an interception there, that he's a wide receiver.
Guess who else is there? Joe DeMayo, starting corner and quarterback. And DeMayo had an INT, a big one, in the semis as part of that route against Brick Township. 3rd and 7 from the 11. Mosquera goes back to the corner. Incomplete. It was dropped. Brian Badrick had a good look at it in the corner of the end zone, but it will be 4th down and 7 from the 11.
One-on-one coverage, Mosquera rolls out, finds Brian Badrick, really puts the ball in the right spot. He just missed it. As a receiver, once you get 2 hands on the ball, you have to come down with the touchdown catch.
One of the great stories in the state, marching out right here. Mosquera, a 28-yard field goal attempt. His long on the year is 41. He's 13 of 14 on field goals. The kick is up, and it is good. He's 1 field goal short of the state record in New Jersey and hasn't missed a PAT in 2 years either, Jamal.
I mean, when you have a kicker like that, that's a weapon. You know, hasn't missed a field goal, a PAT in 2 years. One more field goal, he'll have the state record. That's huge for them to get some points on this drive.
14-3 Jackson Memorial. Touchdowns both on the ground and through the air. And Middletown South answers with the Mosquera field goal. The quarterback and kicker's 14th of the season.
Good stop right there for Jackson Memorial. That's what they needed to do. Come up with a couple early stops in the game so Middletown South doesn't get the momentum going, doesn't get that confidence moving forward.
Let's look at the Central Jersey Group 4 bracket. Middletown South coming from up top. Burlington Township and Neptune. They only allowed 3 points. Already 14 today from Jackson Memorial, which laid a smackdown on both Middletown North and Brick Township. And Middletown South, which has been here 10 times over the last decade and a half in the final. They've won 9 total titles. Of course, the former Georgia running back, the All-American NFL running back, No Sean Moreno, playing for them. Lee fields this. Jackson Memorial starts at the 32. He was a pretty good player.
Oh, man, he was a good player at Georgia, good player in the NFL. They had a lot of good players in their program, and they put out guys that are prepared to play at the college level because they have been in so many title games throughout New Jersey in the last decade.
And Steve Antonucci there for all 16 years of this run. It started back in 89 through 95 before he got there, but 01, 03, 04, and 06 for Antonucci, who played at Keyport High School and went to Montclair State for baseball. But first, it's time for Jackson Memorial, up 14-3, midway through quarter number 1. DeMayo, their quarterback, took the direct snap out of the shotgun and lost a yard as sprinting into the backfield to make the play for Middletown South was one of their outside players, James McCarthy.
DeMayo right there faked the jet sweep to Casanova. It's interesting to see how many times they're going to use the jet sweep with Casanova because he's a good player. You give him the ball. I mean, he's the threat. He has tremendous speed and quickness when he gets the ball in the open field.
Short conference teams love the jet sweep. Last night, Matawan beat Carteret up at Kane, and they used Sean Ramcharan for more than 100 yards rushing.
Jet sweep all day.
2nd and 10 from the 33. There is a jet sweep, and it was red. Castronova was chopped down. And Jackson Memorial with Cole Collins first to the ball.
Good job of keeping the jet sweep inside. Number 40 gets upfield and was able to fall back. Kevin Higgins does a good job of keeping the ball inside and then falling back and making the tackle. That's what you like to see from an outside linebacker. Not only does he turn the ball back inside, but he's able to get in on the play for the stop.
Kevin Higgins, the sophomore outside linebacker, makes the play for Jackson Memorial, which lost in this game at Rutgers in 2012 to Sayreville, 35-28. Check that. That was Middletown South, excuse me. DeMayo rolling out of the pocket on 3rd and 10. And he's sacked. Tracking him down from behind, Daniel Servideo, with his 11th sack of the year. DeMeo never had a shot to get away.
Well, Ryan Frazier snapped the ball, but it seemed like the other offensive linemen didn't move. I'm not sure if they thought that the defense was offsides, but I mean, DeMeo's out there running for his life. There's no blocking. I'm not sure what happened on that play, but it seemed to be some sort of miscommunication between the center, Ryan Frazier, and the senior, Joe DeMeo.
So 4th down with Jackson Memorial up 14-3. Mentioned Middletown South lost to Sayreville at Rutgers in 2012, whereas Jackson Memorial went undefeated for 3 state titles in 2000, 2001, and 2005. On to punt, Jared Calhoun barely got it away. End over end, Nolan Peerless across the 40, and that is where Middletown South will start with 3:43 to go opening quarter.
Good stop by the Middletown South Eagles. I mean, after going down 14 points, to be able to stop them right there was huge.
Castronova made the tackle. He has been everywhere. And Matt Mosquera returns. He kicked the field goal after leading a steady drive for the Eagles, the top seed in this bracket. One of the all-time best programs in the state. Throws it outside. It wasn't his intended man, but it gets there to Tom Marin. It went over Tom Coffey, who was jumping, and Marin makes the catch, his 12th of the year.
As a quarterback in my square, he thought, yeah, that's the guy I was looking for. Because he overthrew his guy, but whoever catches it, hey, that's who I was going to.
DeMeo ended up making the tackle. It will be 2nd down and short. Pistol. Mosquera hands off. Cole Rogers does have a 1st down. He gains 2. And after a good first drive from him, keeps the chains moving. Now listen, Jamal, they could have really been in danger territory, down 14-0. But there's a reason why Middletown South has the 11th best winning percentage in state tournament history in New Jersey. They're going to respond. They're very well coached.
That's what they have to do. I mean, coming out today, well-coached team. You're down 14-0. Don't get frustrated. You know how to do this. You played in these games before.
Mosquera on 1st and 10. 5 people through. That's tipped and down for an incomplete pass. Zach Tetro, the outside linebacker, makes the play on it.
The senior showing up big today. 104 tackles on the season, 15 TFLs, and 7 sacks. For the Jackson Memorial Jaguars to be good today, he has to have a good game containing the Middletown South offense.
An offense that was once a part of the longest winning streak in short conference history, as Rogers is tripped up after a gain of just 1. He just made the tip. Now he makes a tackle. Zach Tetro. That winning streak was 03 to 06, Jamal. 43 straight under Steve Antonucci. They had its first non-winning season in 29 years last year. Bounced back well from it at 9-2. Jackson Memorial is 10-1 on a big win streak here into the playoffs. 7 in a row. Rolling is Mosquera. He's flushed. He's sacked. Back-to-back-to-back plays. Zach Tetro, his 8th sack of the year.
1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down. Who do you call? Zach Tetro, number 44, the senior. Good pressure by Tyler Towns to force him out that way. Tetro comes up with the sack. Towns also is a good player also. He has 5 sacks on the season, a junior.
Steve Antonucci saying they were worried about him this week. They're also worried on the Jackson Memorial side about Cole Rogers for good reason. Mosquera is also the punter, by the way, in case you're thinking he didn't do enough already. And he angles this one well and away from Aaron Curette. And it will go inside the 20, a punter statistic, with 1:30 to go. Opening quarter on a 34-yard boot.
Good punt, establish field position, pin them deep.
Jackson Memorial, as the lower seed, wears the road white jerseys, as is customary in high school and college football. Road teams in white, home teams in the colored jerseys. We're here at Rutgers University.
I always like to wear the white. I don't know why. White on white was my favorite jerseys. He looks sleek in them.
Jackson back out on 1st down and 10. It's Vincent Lee getting the handoff. It's a host of Middletown South defenders after a gain of 1. Of the many there, that's Patrick Crow. against the Jackson Memorial offense that Walt Christopic told me this week, 17 out of 19 years with a 1,000-yard running back. It goes all the way back to 96 or 97 when Chris Barnes came in, put the I formation in. It was a staple of the Jackson Memorial program. The power counter sets the attitude for the football team, was a major reason for those state titles in 2000, 2001, 2005. Jackson Memorial outgaining Middletown South 91-57 early. Screen pass, Castronova in space. And it was a backward lateral. Castronova will take the run for a first down and a gain of 10.
I mean, just get the ball in his hands in open space. You know, sometimes that's an extension of the run game. They have two great running backs, but it's Castronova, just get the ball in his hand. It's kind of like a sweep play right there. You throw him the ball, get it to him quickly, and the cornerback has to make the tackle to stop him.
He has 12 carries and 11 receptions coming in, the Jackson Liberty transfer that you heard Gary Kowal talk about.
And he missed a month.
He did miss a month. 30-day sit-out rule for the NJSIAA. DeMeo handing off. This time it looks to be Mike Golick. They're so solidly built similarly, and it was Golick this go-around. Both Lee and Golick, 5'8", 150, 155 pounds. They're smaller but quick, and they can finish off long runs like we saw Golick on the 55-yard third down run early in the quarter, as that will be the final play of quarter number 1. A Mike Golick long touchdown run. A Kyle Johnson touchdown catch. Middletown South did answer with a Matt Mosquera field goal, but Jackson Memorial flexing its Ocean County muscle against the Monmouth County School after one quarter in the Central Jersey Group 4 final. Jackson Memorial leading Middletown South 14-3 on Verizon Files One Sports with the Star Ledger and NJ.com. Steve Antonucci played at Keyport High School, went to Montclair State for baseball. The Middletown South 16th year head coach. His squad down as the top seed to Jackson Memorial, 14-3 after one quarter in Central Jersey Group 4. Danny Breslau with the former RU star Jamal Westerman. We'll find our way down to the field after this play to our sideline reporter, Gary Kowal. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Jackson Memorial from its own 32. DeMeo looking. Castronova down to the 39, 7-yard gain, and a Jaguars first down. Let's go to Gary.
Thanks, guys. Well, we know all about the Middletown South defense and how stingy they've been all year long. 6 shutouts on the season. They've backed a couple of linebackers off down here on the field, it looks like, to help out elsewhere. We'll see if that helps them moving forward, down 14-3. Back to you.
Thank you, Gary. They will bring out the chains. They did mark it right on the 39, Jamal, so it looks like DeMeo to Castronova should give Jackson Memorial a first down for Walt Christopic's team. The 4th-year head coach of Jackson Memorial. Christopic played at Jackson. He's got multiple assistants on his staff that won the state title in 2005, undefeated. It is a Jackson Memorial first down. And Christopic, a longtime assistant at Jackson prior, went on to play college football at Monmouth. He said DeMeo is his leader, an intelligent captain, has the dimensions that an athlete needs, also plays outfield on Jackson Memorial's state championship baseball team. High formation for Jackson Memorial. Golick puts it in his left hand. And Mike Golick, a first down and a gain of 12.
To be able to run it off tackle so much, you need good blocking from your outside. Number 32, Matt Castronova, had a good block there on number 40, the outside linebacker, Kevin Higgins, the sophomore. And that allowed Mike Golick to break into the open spill. Right off tackle, you know, he's a small guy, but he keeps churning out those yards between him and Lee. They're both over 1,000 yards, over 35 touchdowns. I mean, they've been amazing this season and will continue today. 5 rushes today, 78 yards and a touchdown. He's having a good night tonight.
Saw Kareem Walker earlier here at Rutgers for DePaul have 100 yards on 5 touches in their win over Holy Spirit to take non-public Group 2. Golick a first down. A tough run right into the middle of the Middletown South defense, gain of 3. You heard Gary talk about it. Middletown South historically tremendous defensively. There were years in that run of 43 straight. They didn't give up more than an average of 3-4 points a game. They were so good in terms of shutouts.
I mean, this year they only gave up 94 points on defense after last year giving up 259 points, and they gave up 60 points in 2 games. So they've been playing tremendous defense, and they have to keep it up today.
2nd and 7 for the Jaguars. Another one of those backwards passes to Castronova. Cole Rogers could not tackle him. He never went down before stepping out of bounds a few yards short of the first.
Like I said earlier, like a run play. You know, really they have 3 running backs, Lee, Galwick, and Castronova. Get the ball in their hands in the open field and allow him to make a guy miss and use his speed and athleticism.
Gain of 4. 3rd down and 3 coming up. Huge play here for Middletown South's defense to try to get off the field.
You need to stop here.
Smash mouth football, just like you would expect from the shore. A bunch of runs, and this time DeMeo will drop back and roll. The throwback to no one. Castronova was in the area, so it won't be grounding, and it will be 4th down and 3 from the 42, although the Middletown South sideline is asking for a flag.
I mean, I don't think they thought the Castronova was close enough to the ball, but good call, I guess, right there. I would like to see them maybe run the ball or more direct play. The throwback sometimes is kind of feast or famine. If it works, it's great, but a lot of the time the guy may get hung up trying to throw him back and the ball never makes it out there.
Calhoun will punt. It's Nolan Peerless, the senior safety with a trio of picks this year. He is back at his own 10. Calhoun. Peerless makes the catch of the 15, got a block. That'll be a pretty decent net there for Middletown South, which instead of being pinned back, is out across the 23. And now it's time for Middletown South to try to draw things up offensively. Lengthy drive, mostly Cole Rogers runs, Jamal, that led to a Matt Mosquera field goal of 28 yards, their only points.
I mean, coming into the game, Cole Rogers averaging 7.6 yards a carry. He has to continue giving him the ball and run behind this big physical offensive line, because in a game like tonight, it's a little cold. You know, number 78, the left tackle, James Wilson, I mean, he's a big guy. He's committed to Youngstown State. So this is a guy that has offers at the next level and been playing good all throughout the season. So run behind him off that left side.
What do they do? Nice. Listen to Jamal Westerman. Hand off to Cole Rogers. He is tackled after a gain of 2. Swarming to him, Cole Collins, the middle linebacker, with 100 tackles on the year. There is Big 78, FCS Youngstown State, and here's his lead blocking.
Let's see how he looks here. Let's see what it's going to be. He pulls around, gets the body on the body. I mean, decent job there, but number 23 did a good job of sticking his head in there, Ante Davis.
They try it again, same side. You see Wilson there with the blocking. And Cole Rogers with a minimal gain, just a couple. And it will be 3rd down and 5 for Middletown South. You can't just ride Cole Rogers the whole way. And Steve Antonucci knew that, despite the fact that he comes in with one of the state's highest totals, 223 carries.
I mean, 900-yard games. It's hard not to keep giving him the ball because he's always productive. He's always good. Runs with natural lean. Runs behind his pads. Very good runner.
Mosquera will throw. He's pressured by Towns. He throws it up. He had Crow, but it's overthrown. And he took a hit, did Mosquera, on the back end from Tyler Towns. See the arms thrown up, not much he can do.
You got to try to protect your quarterback. Good pressure there by number 89, Brody Graham. He normally just sets the edges in the pass game, but he can also show some pass rush. Him and Tyler Towns. What they like to do is in passing situations, they have Graham as the starter, but they also bring in Towns on the opposite side of him to create that pass rush.
Aaron Curette after a high snap there, and it's a bit of a shank pump by Mosquera. After the tough snap by Scott Kirshner, it makes its way to the 47-yard line. Just a 19-yard punt plus territory here for Jackson Memorial.
High snap. I mean, good job of getting his hands on the ball to be able to bring it down, at least get the punt off.
At High Point Solutions Stadium in Piscataway, New Jersey on Rutgers University's Busch campus. Rise and Files One Sports with the Star Ledger and NJ.com. Danny Breslauer, Jamal Westerman, the former RU star, the 5-year NFL veteran, Gary Kowal on the sidelines. Central Jersey Group 4 title game. Top seed Jackson Memorial with the ball. Check that 3 seed Jackson Memorial with the ball, leading top seed Middletown South. DeMeo rolling, throwing. There's a pinpoint toss, but it's broken up. Getting there was Rob Hulse to get it away from Curette.
Good job of DeMeo getting outside the pocket and finding his receiver. You know, as a receiver, sometimes it's going to be a tough catch, but you have to come up with the ball. Does a good job rolling out, steps into the throw. Looks like a good pass to me. Curette just has to hold on to that ball because, you know, when your quarterback puts the ball on the money, we need you to come up with the catch.
Good break up, though, by Rob Hulse. Sets up second down and 10 from Middletown South's 47. 8:36 to go, second quarter. Driving rain in Piscataway. Handoff Vincent Lee. Not much room. Ends up having just to fall forward for a gain of 1 before Dylan Rogers brings him down.
Jackson Memorial has to continue to lean on these two running back, Lee and Gaulden. They're rotating drives, but I know you're down, you're behind, but you don't want to start throwing the ball too much. So continue to feed them the ball, and hopefully they'll break loose and get you some extra yards.
You saw the bracket earlier. You see the third down conversions there, 2 for 4 for Jackson Memorial. They'll have a 5th shot. Middletown South 0 for 3, including that last one, which led to the 19-yard punt. Memorial coming off a 44-0 semifinal win at Brick Township. DeMeo will take a shot for Castronova, and he has to play defense as Hulse nearly had a pick. 4th down.
Empty backfield right there. He has 5 receivers out en route. I mean, threw the ball up there to his best receiver. You know, as a quarterback, you know, you have your guy. He was locked in on him, threw it up there. One-on-one coverage, you know, number 7, Rob Hulse just made the play.
So Jared Calhoun, for a team that's had pretty good offense today, 2 touchdown drives. Mike Golick with a run, Kyle Johnson with a catch. They've had to come out and punt a few times. High snap, Calhoun gets it off. End over end. We'll go inside the 20. They kept it away from Nolan Peerless. So it's been there for the taking, Jamal. This is not in any way, shape, or form a one-sided 14-3. Middletown South has moved it a bit, just have not been able to get creative beyond Cole Rogers.
I mean, after the first 2 drives by Jackson Memorial, Middletown South defense has really bowed their necks and really stepped up to the challenge. They've been stopping them on 3rd down. They've been getting in the backfield, harassing the quarterback, and they have to continue to do that and continue to give their offense back the ball with field position.
It's tough when you're playing against a team that just had its best game of the year in all 3 phases. That is what Jackson Memorial had against Brick Township. They threw the football, they played defense, pitched a shutout. Mosquera back in that pistol with 3 wideouts. Hand off Cole Rogers into the pile for a gain of 2. He's a workhorse.
Downhill runner, runs behind his pads, you know. But this defense of Jackson Memorial, the 2 D tackles, has been there to close off the middle of the field. So I expect to see Cole Rogers maybe hit it up the middle and then bounce to the outside to find some yards.
8 rushes, 55 yards for Rogers, who gets it again here. Another couple before he is spun down on the play by Adante Davis. You mentioned him early on, had the missed tackle on Rogers. This time makes the wrap.
He came in here again. locked him up, spun him down. You know, Cole Rogers, you know, when you lock on to him, you want to spin him down, because if you try to make an arm tackle, he'll keep his feet moving and picks up the extra 2 to 3 yards, which can lead to the first down.
Mascara's been more comfortable with the process of this offense as Steve Antonucci this year. He makes a good throw there, but Castronova hits Spencer Peerless short of a first down for a gain of 3.
It was a rollout play, but he was running for his life with Graham and Towns chasing him. I mean, they're all over him today. He really had no time to even look at the play and see where he wanted to go.
Graham came in just untouched from the DN position, the senior. Castronova, he'll paint your house. The do everything man back to receive the punt inside his own territory. Mascara's punt barely away again. Bounces to Castronova, who tried to field it at midfield, and he'll fall on it.
To do everything, man, but hopefully he don't try to do too much here. I mean, that could have been devastating for them. Sometimes just let the ball bounce, let the punt go down. You know, sometimes these guys that are such a good players, they feel that they can never fail, and they have ultimate confidence, but sometimes that can be a detriment in their play.
It's not often you see someone transfer in town to another school. That's what he did. Jackson Liberty to Jackson Memorial. Midfield start for Jackson Memorial, midway through quarter number 2. Castronova again, this time a pass. Gets it across the 40, still pushing the pile, and Nolan Peerless out of bounds with him. It will be a first down. He'll gain 14 on first down.
The Jaguars are making an effort today to feature Castronova, getting him the ball early and often in the open field, throwing these quick hitter screens to him, allow him to break tackles and run for first downs.
Once again, plus territory for the Jaguars. They're running an efficient offense that has scored more than 415 points this year. DeMeo kept it. Tough stiff arms twice through. Gains a couple before Cole Rogers rides him out. Initially, the straight arm into Max Imshow, and he'll gain 5.
The head coach said he had a strong arm, but I didn't know he meant a strong arm in the run game, because that was a good stiff arm right there by number 16, Joe DeMeo. The read option sees the opening. In the read option, you look at you're reading the defensive end. As the defensive end crashes down to the running back, the quarterback, DeMeo, pulls it and runs to pick up the yards.
Handoff, this time Mike Golick. Breaks the tackle, gets the first down. He ran through a couple of arm tackles. And Golick moves the chains for Jackson Memorial, 6 yards.
The stiff arm there used by Joe DeMeo. As a defensive end or outside linebacker, when the quarterback comes at you with the stiff arm, really your thing is you're either going to go low and tackle his legs, or they teach us in practice, knock down his arm and then tackle him up high and hold him until your help gets there. Timeout
by Jackson Memorial with 5:10 to go in the second. It's a pretty big stiff arm here. When you played, actually a little after you graduated, Scarlet Knights played West Virginia here in a game. George Johnson was sent to the turf by a monster stiff arm that ended a game here for a Mountaineers victory, a series that Rutgers just never really could get over the hump on.
I mean, all good quarterbacks, especially quarterbacks that run the read option, have good stiff arms, because they know there's going to be a time in the game where they're one-on-one with an outside linebacker, a defensive end, or a cornerback, and they have to make them miss, or you stiff them to the ground. As you see right there, Joe DeMeo, good stiff arm, and I hate it because he puts it out there. You see it's a quarterback, and you're trying to make the tackle, and the last second, boom, stiff arm in your face, and you're like, oh, here it goes.
Who was
again.
it that day? Jarrett Brown?
Man, West Virginia had some quarterbacks.
They did.
I think it was Jarrett Brown.
I think it was, after Pat White.
And he's a big quarterback at that. He's over 6'3", over 210, 15 pounds. Those big quarterbacks can really put that stiff arm right in your face.
Great history there. Pat White, Steve Slayton.
Noel Devine. They had some good running backs there at West Virginia.
1st and 10. Here's a pretty good running back. In the short conference, Mike Golick lowering his head into Dylan Rogers. Gain of 3 on first down.
For being over 5'8", he runs tough, physical, and that's just to show what type of running backs and offense the Shore Conference have. They've always been known for their tough offense, their physical attack, and they love to run the ball downhill.
90 yards on 8 carries for Golick on a rainy night in Piscataway. Flags in the background of the Rutgers practice field. Call it F3 on the other side of us.
A lot of rough days over there.
For me as well. Hot days even for people covering camp. Golick right into the line, and they've had some high snaps. Both sides a wet ball.
I think it's the center quarterback that's strange. Number 55, Frazier. I'm not sure if he's not hearing the count or DeMaio may be going on the silent count, but the offensive line is not moving, which is allowing the defense to get a jump on the ball and hitting Golick in the backfield.
Good catch there.
So I'm not sure if the center is not hearing the snap or they're going on a quick count where the other offensive linemen don't see the ball move.
Well, Middletown South, Steve Antonucci saying it's a good thing we were at Rutgers a couple of years ago playing in that 2012 final. Some of those kids that he's got out there now played in it. As for Jackson and Walt Christopic, he said, we're just looking forward to it. We know the history of Middletown South. Have to love playing in these types of games. 3rd and 5 for Jackson Memorial from the 20. DeMaio throwing. Castronova first down right at the sticks.
Good play action play right there. DeMaio finds Castronova wide open. I mean, they're very efficient. Joe DeMaio is making all the right reads right now. Play action pass. Good pickup by number 8, Golick. Castronova gets the ball. I know he wished he would have stayed on his feet there because he would have definitely picked up extra yards.
He'll gain 7. It's first down and 10 from the 13. And this could be a huge drive right before the half. Although we've seen big comebacks today on this field. Colonia trailed 21-6 to Phillipsburg at halftime, sent it to overtime before losing. DeMaio kept it. What a fake! He deserves the score! Joe DeMaio from 13 yards. Jackson 20-3.
Good play right there, Joe DeMaio. I mean, he's making it happen right there. That was a good, efficient drive by him and the Jacksonville Memorial Jaguars.
So Jackson Memorial on DeMaio's 6th TD run of the year.
The read option seems like the outside linebacker, 28, James McCarthy, he also bit on the running back fake. The running back fake is supposed to be picked up by the defensive end. The outside linebacker is supposed to be in the open field looking for the quarterback swinging out towards him.
Hold by Johnson, kick by Calhoun, snap by Capilla. Joe DeMaio came back knowing there was a chance at a state title for Jackson Memorial. They lead 21-3 on Verizon Finals One Sports with the Star Ledger and NJ.com. TD run for the quarterback, Joe DeMaio, and the Iona baseball commit for Jackson Memorial has them up 21-3 running this offense for Walt Christopic. 3:21 to go, second quarter. And now Middletown South, the historically great program, looking to become one of just a couple public schools in the state with 10+ state titles. Manasquan has 11, and Steve Antonucci pointing that out this week that they would really love to get into that double-digit category. As the ball is now blowing off the tee, and Calhoun will need help from Johnson, his usual holder. Last state title for Middletown South, 2006, when they beat Moorestown by 30+ in a shutout. Another pop-up kick. Timmons the field. Timmons in space. He already has a kickoff return for a touchdown this year, and he has it up near the 40 for an 18-yard gain. the senior wide receiver. Tough to deal with in space. Joe Timmons will speak to his coordinator. It's been raining since game 1 this morning. And by the way, Middletown South, with its 2 losses this year, they are to the 2 teams that played in the first game this morning when Manalapan beat South Brunswick in the Central Jersey Group 5 final. Cole Rogers gets the handoff from Mascara. 3 yards before he is hit by Cole Collins.
Jacksonville Memorial defense, they're playing the read option a little bit different. They're sending the Jackson Memorial defense is playing the read option a little different. They're sending their defensive end up towards the quarterback to keep him in the pocket and allowing the read to be played by the inside linebacker.
2nd and 6 from the 42 for Middletown South. Low snap, throwback on a screen coming, deflected and nearly picked. Tetro again with the deflection and nearly a pick for Glenn Capilla, the big man.
Big man tried to get his hands on the ball. They're all over the quarterback on that play. I don't really like the throwback plays because it's so, you never know what's going to happen. There's guys in the middle of the field that can get their hands up and knock down the ball.
That's the right tackle on the field, Thomas Lopez, who is injured. Will be back. 21-3 Jackson Memorial in the Central Jersey Group 4 final. Six for Middletown South here at the birthplace of college football at Rutgers. They trail 21-3, only their quarterback Matt Mascara with the field goal. Another low snap. Towns is pressuring. Tyler Towns chasing. Mascara got away and a first down.
Rumble, young man, rumble. I mean, Matt Mascara, they had him dead to rights. Towns did. Broke away from the sack, was able to break down the left side of the line for the first down. Towns is all in the backfield all day. He's their pass rush threat. Mascara running the ball a little loose. I would like to see him hold the ball better in ball security, but as a quarterback, to be able to run for the first down is always important in these high school games.
11-yard gain on his 40th carry of the year. Cole Rogers now, more accustomed to running the football. 3-yard gain, more than 230 carries in game number 12. That's 20 carries a night, essentially.
Cole Rogers, last year in 2013, he only had 178 yards. And this year, 9 100-yard games, looking like he's going for his 10th today. I mean, that's the difference between a sophomore and a junior back. That 1-year difference improved him so much.
Timeout Jackson Memorial on defense. You just saw the great part of high school sports. On the far side, high school bands getting to come out, support their fellow classmates. I'm sure they're a little wet. Some instruments may have some rust by the end of the evening, but it will all be worth it. Those will be memories that they'll never forget. Jackson Memorial with one of the most impressive seasons in the state, certainly the top season in the Shore. That total now at 423 points is a school record, 36 points a game. Stingy D winning 6 in a row. Middletown South Band trying to urge on their offense. A score in these final 2 minutes, Jamal, before the half would be huge.
It'll be big for them to get in the end zone, to have that momentum going into halftime.
Mascara. This one tipped. It's dangerous. That's a great play by Joey Rutkowski, the center.
Big man just swatted down like Mutombo. Not in my house. Knock it down so nobody can get the interception.
Where's the finger wag? I want the finger wag. No, no, no.
No, no, no. Not in my house.
That's right. Minute 55 to go. Second quarter, it's a third down play. 21-3, really not indicative of the fact that Middletown South has moved the ball. So we'll see if they can tack on some points here before the break. Mosquera rolling, pressured again, still looking. Turns the corner and throws into coverage. Castronova has a pick. Flags late, and I think Mosquera was hit after he threw it. And this will continue the Middletown South drive deep into Jackson Memorial territory. He'll wipe off the pick.
Defense, the 15 penalty.
It is roughing the passer. I saw 2 flags come out. Could have been any of these players that were chasing Mosquera.
I mean, they've been all over him all day. Mosquera, he's running for his life. Brody Graham stopped for the throwback. Tyler Towns, I mean, he's been everywhere.
Ball was certainly out before he was hit.
You have to be smart on defense. You know, right there you had the interception. You stopped them on third down. To take the bad penalty right there, it continues their 2-minute drive.
Let's see what our official has to say. So it's official. First down, 15-yard personal foul. So you'll march that from the original line of scrimmage, which was the 44. And that would give the 29-yard line as our new line of scrimmage for Middletown South. More than enough time to operate for a potential score.
They have enough time here. I would still use the running game. I mean, you have a good running back like Cole Rogers. Continue to use him. You don't have to spread the game.
First and 10. Inside handoff for Cole Rogers. He lost it. It's loose. And Jackson Memorial says they have it. They do. Is that Joe DeMeo? The quarterback playing D, as he so often does. Gets it back for the Jaguars.
Johnny on the spot. You know, they have a quarterback there to wrestle it out. He was fighting with the offensive lineman there for the ball.
How about Joey on the spot? He was forced out on a tough hit, and it looked like Mike Golick. So how about the starting running back playing safety, forces it out. The starting quarterback playing corner recovers it.
I mean, Cole Rogers had the ball there, was running well, but Golick put his helmet right on the ball. At Rutgers, we call it BTB. Bite the ball, knocked it out, fumble, first down for the Jackson Memorial Jaguars.
You also said knuckles to the ground, scoop and score.
Scoop and score.
No opportunity to do that.
Not in the pile. In the pile, you just get on the ball and wrap it up.
Handoff, Vincent Lee after Golick forced the fumble, and Lee is wrapped up nicely by Dylan Rogers on first down and 10 after Middletown South's second turnover of proceedings. Jackson Memorial has played turnover-free football despite punting it a few times.
I believe the Jaguars are taking it into the second half here. You know, they're probably just continuing to run the ball and see if one of their running backs can break in the open field, but I doubt that they'll put it up in the air in the last minute left.
3 state titles for Jackson, last one in 05, 9 for Middletown South, the last one back in 06. But they've lost in 4 straight finals that they've been to. Golick across the 35. He'll gain 8.
The Eagles brought the blitz right there off the right side, and the Jaguars ran to the right. Well, they ran to the opposite side away from the blitz, and that's why Golick found room to rumble up 8 yards.
10 carries, 100 yards, and that 55-yard touchdown to start the scoring for Mike Golick as we approach halftime. And they're going by the Jamal Westerman playbook as Golick puts it in his left hand, gets to the sideline, and he's out of bounds across the 50.
This is a 100-yard gain. He's continuing to rack up the yards. I mean, they're in their 2-minute drill, 11 seconds left, and he's still turning out yards.
15 more. Up to $1.15 in half one.
Just all to the outside, running the stretch play. He loves the stretch play. He loves to get outside an open field where he can use his speed.
He's got 11 seconds. A kicker with a long of 40. Probably about 20 yards before you're comfortable to take it, as Steve Antonucci hopes his defense is up to the task. They do have one timeout, so they can go to the middle of the field. DeMeo will throw. Oh, it's a good ball. He's got Vincent Lee. Oh, a hit and a pick. A monster pop as the ball lands in the hands of a Middletown South player. The interception is James McCarthy, but the hit is incredible.
Big stick by Max Imshow. He showed him right there. I mean, he put the helmet on him, knocked the ball loose. Big interception by the outside linebacker, James McCarthy. I mean, you like safeties like that. When you come across the middle, you have to have your head on the swivel because he'll hit you. And he hit him legal, too. He hit him low, put his shoulder pad in his chest. Great form hit right there to separate the receiver from the ball. That's what you like to see from your starting safety. And he's only a sophomore, 5'10", 155 pounds, Max Imshow.
James McCarthy's second INT. Jackson Memorial, a 21-3 lead on top seed Middletown South at halftime. Despite the fact that South comes in as the top seed in this bracket, the number 3 seed, Jackson Memorial, leads 21-3 after 24 minutes. We'll speak to Walt Christopik in a moment as he makes his way over to Gary Kowal. The teams will actually now head to the locker room after we have played our first 2 quarters. Jackson Memorial riding Joe DeMeo, Mike Golick through an impressive first half. And the 3 seed in the Ocean County School leading Middletown South 21-3 on Verizon Files One Sports with the Star Ledger and NJ.com. Getting ready for the start of the third quarter. Central Jersey Group 4 final. Jackson Memorial leading Middletown South 21-3 in a battle of the Shore Conference. Danny Breslauer with the former RU star, 5-year NFL veteran Jamal Westerman. Third member of our team is Gary Kowal.
Thanks, guys. I was able to talk to Jackson Memorial fourth-year head coach Walt Christopik on his way out of the locker room. His message was all about the trenches for this second half. He said on the offensive line, we need to be able to climb to the next level. Defensively, the defensive line needs to get off of their blocks. Let's see if that holds true here in the second half. Back upstairs.
Great hustle, Gary, in the rain. As you get a look at his opposing number, Steve Antonucci, on the Middletown South sideline, and I'm sure he feels quite the same, Jamal, about the keys to the second half for his squad as we revisit our Verizon Fios One Sports keys to the game.
Jackson Memorial, they were supposed to get both running backs involved. They didn't really do that. Garlick has 12 carries for 114 yards, but 1 touchdown. Lees hasn't really done much all day. Also, Middletown South contained the run duo. They've done a good job of containing the run duo, but their ground and pound is not working. Cole Rogers is only 64 yards with a costly fumble there in the 2-minute drive to end their drive.
Conference affiliation. You mentioned they have not met since 1993. Different divisions, the A South for Jackson Memorial, the A North for Middletown South. Mid-South won the initial toss and deferred. So they will receive this second half kickoff.
This is for bragging rights down in the show.
It is. If Jackson wins this game, they will be the undisputed #1 team in the Shore this year. Cole Rogers, Joe Timmons, back to receive for the Eagles, which have some work to do in this final game of 4 today at rainy Piscataway, New Jersey. The State University of New Jersey, Rutgers.
On the banks of the old Raritan.
That's right, which could be overflowing at this point to our right across River Road.
Come on, don't do that. Have to drive that way to go home.
They call it River Road for a reason, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Jared Calhoun to kick. Driving Timmons back, it will be a touchback. Good kick by Calhoun.
Good kick here in the rain to touch him back, automatic field position. Let's see what the Middletown South Eagles has in the beginning of the third quarter here.
Calhoun, who's been a huge part of this Jackson Memorial team, solid kicking game that they've been able to employ. Speaking of kickers, there's Matt Mascara, who's also the quarterback. 3 of 10 for 23 yards in that first half. He struggled. He's one of the best kickers in the state of New Jersey with 14 field goals on the year. He has not missed an extra point in 84 attempts in the last 2 years. First and 10 for him. Low snap. Handoff Rogers. Oh, if he had gotten to the second level, there was a ton of room. He will end up getting 6 on the play before he is dragged down by the linebacking core of Jackson Memorial, but I'm not sure if you saw what I saw, Jamal. If he broke that tackle, there was no one in the secondary.
One tackle to break to get in the end zone, you see right there, and they're hurrying up here.
2nd and 4. And Rogers is stuffed.
Big Brody Graham broke through in the backfield. Hit him in the backfield first. He was the first one to hit him to stop him. But number 40, the middle linebacker, senior, Cole Collins on the tackle.
You see Collins cleaning it up. More than 100 tackles on the year. 5 tackles for loss now. He lost 2. 3rd down and 6 for Middletown South. And this would be a huge 3 and out for the Jackson Memorial defense. Already up by 18. Mascara throws it. Crow is tackled by Castronova. Patrick Crow makes the catch, but omnipresent Matt Castronova with the play.
I mean, Castronova, he's in the secondary. He's on the line tackling the tight end. I mean, he's really making plays all over the field. Be able to come down, get the big guy on the ground, because Crow's not a small guy. He's 6'4", 230-pound senior, and Castronova making that tackle to force him to punt.
It's the 3rd Middletown South 3 and out today. Punt coming from Mascara, flag down. Hits the wind, falls down at the 44. Just 18 yards on the punt. Pretty clean game since the early going when we had a roughing the passer penalty on Jackson Memorial. Too many men on the line of scrimmage will be declined. And that is where Jackson Memorial will start in plus territory. This is a dangerous spot, Jamal, for Middletown South.
It definitely is, but I like what I'm seeing from the both defenses here. I mean, they're running to the ball, they're playing good, strong defense, physical, and that's a tradition here in the Shore Conference.
Most points Middletown South allowed all year, 36 in a Week 2 loss to South Brunswick, which was the runner-up to Manalapan, their other loss in the Central Jersey Group 5 championship game earlier today. But Joe DeMeo on fire for Jackson Memorial. He kept it and is spun down. McCarthy, who had the pick at the end of the half, makes a play in the backfield.
They blitz the outside linebacker, makes a stop for a five-yard loss. James McCarthy, the sophomore. He has one interception on the season. He has another one today to end the first half, and right there making a play in the backfield on the quarterback.
Jackson Memorial's only loss this year, October 4th to Brick Township, a game they dominated for 3 quarters, but then lost 30-24 in OT. Most points they allowed all year, 27 in an OT win against Red Bank Catholic on November 7th. Handoff to Golick. Stiff arms twice. Gains 4.
Garlick is looking for the outside, and number 40, I can't say it enough, Kevin Higgins. He's been doing a good job from his outside linebacker's position. Look at him here. Set the edge, turn Garlick back inside, and to be able to spin out and get it on the play. You know, the Middletown South Eagles, they run the 3-4 defense, similar to the New York Jets, the Baltimore Ravens, you know, a similar defense where you have 3 big D linemen up the middle, and your outside linebackers are so important, not only in the pass rush, but also covering slot receivers and tight ends and routes.
We're here with the former New York Jet, Jamal Westerman, here on 3rd and 11 for Jackson Memorial. They're in Middletown South territory. DeMeo, sliding catch and a first down for Castronova.
Good pass there by the senior Joe DeMeo to be able to throw the ball in there with pinpoint accuracy. He had 5 guys around him, Matt Castronova did. Look at him throw the ball right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys around him. Good throwing catch by the quarterback. Good catch by Castronova.
4th catch for Castronova, who had a big 3rd down tackle on Patrick Crow, a tight end with multiple college offers just before. And 1st down and 10 for Jackson Memorial. Clock ticking as we approach midway through quarter number 3 in the Central Jersey Group 4 final. It's been all Mike Golick today. He's been the main option for the Jaguars. 3-yard gain for him, and there were 2,000-yard backs coming in, Golick and Vincent Lee, but you mentioned it at halftime. It has been the Mike Golick show today, and I'm sure Walt Christopik saw something in the scouting report that said Golick would be the better option today.
He's just a little bit more explosive than Vincent Lee, and they've been using him. It's been working, but I don't count Vincent Lee. I expect him still to get him involved in the game, because it's always good when you have a guy that can take a break on the sideline and be able to come in with fresh legs.
We'll call it a 2-yard gain for Golick. Some movement up front, and the flag will be thrown. It looked like a Middletown South tackle leaned offside. When you're in a spot where you're getting pushed around up front, Jamal, last thing you can do is give up 5 yards.
You don't want to give them free yards. I mean, 2nd and 3, there's a bunch of plays in the playbook for that. You know, if they were to stop them and put them in 3rd and long, there's not many plays in the playbook for that. I mean, you have to keep your composure, keep on sides if you want to continue to play.
Golick right back into the pile. He'll be near the marker, just a bit short. We'll set up 3rd down and 1 as the tough back continues churning forward. That last penalty on Middletown South was the first penalty against the Eagles that Jackson Memorial has accepted today.
Third and 1, I expect them to go for it. If they don't pick it up here, I expect them to go for it on 4th down, because this is 4-down territory. I mean, you don't want to send your kicker out there in the rain to pick this up.
It is within his range, but Golick will make it a moot point. 1st down to the 19, a gain of 3. He's diminutive in stature.
You know what? Sometimes that's good. Similar to Maurice Jones-Drew, a smaller back. You can't really get a clean hit on him. Everybody that hits him is hitting him on the angle, hitting him while he's falling forward. So sometimes being smaller, especially at the running back position, can be a positive for him. 16 carries, 125 yards. He's having a good day today. I mean, came into the game with 600-yard game, has another 100-yard game tonight, and is continuing to turn out yards early and often.
Jackson is a sports crazy town. We'll get into that in a moment again as Golick cuts it upfield. He runs right into Patrick Crow. The defensive end and tight end, he'll drive him down to the 15 for a gain of 4. But Jackson Memorial, historically, one of the best wrestling programs in the state of New Jersey. Rutgers wrestling coach Scott Goodale was a longtime Jackson Memorial wrestling head coach before coming to Rutgers, which is now in the Big Ten where he takes them. Had that program continue on, and they do a great job down there in Jackson with all their sports, and of course football and wrestling linked intrinsically many ways across the seasons. As Golick gains a couple before he is hit squarely by Dylan Rogers.
Dylan Rogers, good junior linebacker, quick, good job of closing the holes on the running back. He's doing a good job of making the tackles on the outside run plays. But when Golick runs up the middle, we need to see him come down and hit him for a loss, or hit him and stand him up, and don't allow him to fall forward for the extra 2 to 3 yards.
Steve Antonucci saying this week what he expected of Jackson, his opponent. They'd be well coached and physical and no problem just lining up and teeing off. And that's what we're seeing right here from the Jaguars, which have 3rd down and a few from the 13, marker just inside the 10. Play action. DeMeo rolling. DeMeo sprinting toward the 10. He is short. A few inches shy of that 1st down marker, and again, a decision for Walt Christopic.
They brought the blitz right there with number 7, the cornerback, Rob Hulls, off the left-hand side, forced DeMeo to really take a deep rollout and try to run to pick up the 1st down. He didn't do it. 4th and 1.
That is Christopic talking to Joe DeMeo. They got to get out there before the play clock runs down, so they'll need to make a decision as to whether to kick or go. 4th and 1 from the 10. He'll sprint out there, and remember, look for the back judge. He's going to keep the play clock and count down the final 5 seconds of it. Hasn't started yet, so DeMeo does get to the line with enough time. They'll go for it on 4th down. Golick got the 1st.
Missed tackle by 35, the middle linebacker, Dylan Rogers. He was able to get a tackle on him, but he didn't hit him square. I mean, he was downhill, but Golick was able to cut back to the right and fall forward for the 1st down.
11th play of this marathon drive for Jackson Memorial. Windy, rainy nights in Middlesex County as the Ocean Counties, Jackson Memorial, Monmouth Counties, Middletown South play here on the Rutgers University turf. Golick driving his feet, stood up by Sergio Gonzalez and pushed back at the 4 on 1st and goal. Remember what we said in the open, Jamal? Smash mouth football, short conference plays it.
This is it. Physical, fun, tough, offensive lineman dream.
Yeah,
just
fun?
To be
fun for who?
Offensive lineman. Not for defensive linemen. You know, we like a little pass game, a little rush to pass it, but offensive linemen, you'll love to double team guys, lean on guys, move them out the way. And this big offensive lineman up front for Jackson Memorial, they're doing a good job today opening holes.
DeMeo hands it again to Golick. This one a big hit right at the line of scrimmage. He's driven down by Rogers, your man there again at the inside linebacker.
And that's what I was talking about. Stick him before he gets through the hole. He knows how to do it. He's been doing it all season. Don't allow him to fall forward. He comes downhill. Stick him right there. Good tackle. That's a good fundamental tackle by your middle linebacker right there, Rogers. Inside linebackers say since they run the 3-4 defense.
So at this point, you have to figure they've already gone for it a couple times. They're most likely looking at a couple goes. They're lined up in a 4-2-5 here. Golick up the pipe, pushing to the goal line. No signal yet. He's right there at the goal line. 4th and goal coming up from the inch line.
It looks like he was in.
Oh, boy.
He got the ball across the goal line. Is there a replay booth anywhere?
In the college game, it's right next to where we are right now.
But let's see if the Eagles can bow their necks and stop them right here. This would be a big stop for the Eagles on 4th down.
14th play of the drive, which is taking 8 minutes off the clock here in the 3rd. Golick again.
Stopped.
He is stopped short of the goal line. What a stand by Middletown South, which now has some life.
Good tackle, Kevin Higgins right there. 4th down. He's a sophomore. 6 foot, 200 pounds. A big stop right there by the outside linebackers. Give your offensive life. Give your offense back the ball in position to go down and score. Good stop right there. They tried to, Joe DeMaio tried to come up to the line, hurry up and snap the ball, but the defense of the Middletown South Eagles was ready for it.
Dylan Rogers there as well. He was all over that drive, pushing well above the 100 tackle plateau on the year. So now, Matt Mosquera has to be careful with this Eagles defense because any kind of turnover and a score may be all she wrote in Central Jersey Group 4. Mosquera, empty set, 4 wide receivers. And Walt Christopik does not like what he sees from his defense. He's going to call a timeout. First timeout of half number 2 by Jackson Memorial. Central Jersey Group 4 historically has been dominated by schools in Middlesex County. Sayreville won 3 in a row from 2010 to 2012. Brick Township last year, which was knocked off by Jackson Memorial in this year's semis. East Brunswick under Marcus Borden won it in 09. 100 and Central there, of course, they're a tremendous program. Howell and East Brunswick as well when Borden was really racking up the titles with defensive teams. They're just down the road from Rutgers University off of Route 18. We're here at High Point Solutions Stadium in Piscataway.
The left tackle right here, James Wilson, he's going to have to stop Brody Graham right here because you don't want a safety in this position.
You figure Jackson will bring some heat.
They're definitely going to bring some heat. Graham has been over the quarterback all day.
Smart play. Mosquera just pushes the pile. He'll get about a half a yard, if anything. Steve Antonucci can only do so much. He's been here almost every year of his tenure. They've been to a state final. Playing with the best each and every time. Hand off to Rogers. He's out to the 4. Cole Collins the hit. Brad Greenway as well, the defensive tackle. Third down and 7 for Middletown South, which can only do so much from this position. They won their Thanksgiving game against Middletown North by a touchdown. Crosstown rivalry, always tough to play when you know you have a final coming up the next week. Mosquera. He has a man deep down the middle of the field. It is caught. Open space for Tom Marin. 96 yards. And Middletown South says game on.
Good drop back and pass by Matt Mosquera, finding the junior Tom Marin. I mean, he went up and fought for that ball, number 15 did. He knew it was the state championship. I'm a junior. This is my opportunity to make a play. He fought for the ball and scored the 96-yard touchdown catch.
He had 108 yards all year, Jamal. He nearly doubles it on this play.
He took the ball right away from Aaron Currit, and 96 yards later, he's in the end zone for the touchdown. Switches the ball, looking back. Nobody's coming, big man. Just getting in the end zone.
The wheels did not seem to be there. Mosquera, remember, just threw that touchdown. He has not missed a point after touchdown in 2 years. This would make it a 2-possession game. He drills it through, as you would expect 42 out of 42 on the season, but Tom Marin has made this a game. 41 seconds to go in the third. Mosquera to Marin for 96 yards. 21-10 Jackson Memorial on Verizon Files One Sports with the Star Ledger and NJ.com. .96-yard TD reception by Tom Marin, the junior, his 12th catch of the year. Matt Mosquera put it in a perfect spot. And all of a sudden, Middletown South is back in this thing. It's 21-10. The lead for Jackson Memorial over the top seed, Middletown South. Onside kick. And that ball is recovered on a bounce by Jackson Memorial. It looked like Larry Richardson, the defensive end, who got it in his stomach. And that is who got it. It's a great play by a sophomore.
A little trickeration. Didn't expect it, but the sophomore got the ball. First down, Jackson Memorial. But let's talk about this Middletown South defense. I mean, they stopped them on 4th and 1 on the goal line to set up their offense for the 96-yard touchdown. I mean, that momentum, that ability to fight through. We'll stop them on defense. You have to get the points on offense.
It was a 14-play drive which stalled. DeMeo the handoff. About a half-yard gain on what was a read option there. And it went to Vincent Lee this time, who has had a slow-moving day for the 1,000-yard rusher. Just 4 rushes and 3 yards for someone who came in with 156 carries for 1,023 and 15 scores. Remember, his buddy Mike Golick has had a huge day, building on his 1,006-yard year with 20 scores. 3 seconds to go in the quarter, and Jackson Memorial will let it roll out. But Steve Antonucci's crew throws 4 fingers in the air after the 96-yard hookup between Matt Mosquera and Tom Marin. And the Eagles are back in this thing. The top seed still down 11 to Jackson Memorial as we get ready for the final 12 minutes at Rutgers University. It is the New Jersey High School Football State Championships on Verizon Files One Sports with the Star Ledger and NJ.com. Go downstairs to Gary Cowell.
Well, guys, it's no secret that a long play like the one Middletown South just pulled off can change the entire complexion of a game. But here on the Jackson sideline, the coaching staff was nothing but positive, telling their guys, hey, keep your heads in it. And a lot of those guys, coming from that 2005 undefeated championship team, they know, because they've been there, 4 members of the Jackson staff played on an undefeated 05 squad. They've been here before, now trying to do it as coaches. Back up to you.
Thanks, Gary. This a throw by DeMeo down the field. It's broken up. Good play by Rob Holst, who's been all over the place. He was one-on-one there with Castronova, the big play threat for Jackson Memorial. And now it's 3rd down and 10 for a Middletown South defense, which just saw its offense double its offensive output for the entire day on 1 play. Had 96 yards before the Marin catch, which went for 96.
Defense is playing with a little bit more swagger, a little bit more poise, a little bit more confidence, and that's what you need right here. Big 3rd down right here in the game. Can they stop them right now? You know, they've only converted 2 of 7, so they have to stop them right here because Jackson Memorial is 6 for 11 on 3rd down. So let's see if they bring a blitz or do they just let their outside rushers get to the quarterback.
Big play. DeMeo in the pistol. Pressure coming. They rush 5. DeMeo to the sideline. He'll run the football across midfield, but it is a Middletown South stop. And Jackson Memorial will have 4th down and 5 coming up. And that is a very happy Middletown South section. We mentioned earlier on in the day, Colonia did a very similar thing to Phillipsburg in coming all the way back from 21 to 6 down at halftime to force overtime. This one was 21-3 at the break.
Only a 2-possession game is close. You have to believe that you can do it. Defense is making stops and offense has to get points on the board.
Calhoun to punt. Peerless back to receive. Catches the end-over-end kick at the 20. He's tackled immediately by Golick, the gunner, and the starting running back, and the starting safety. He does it all, just like Castronova and DeMeo.
Man, they're getting a lot out of Galway. I mean, pound for pound, he's been the most impressive player today all over the field. Offense, defense, special team, he's doing it all.
Nonetheless, with 11:06 to go, if I had told you at halftime, Jackson Memorial up 21-3 and dominating the tempo of this game, the Middletown South would have the ball with a chance to make it a 1-possession game, I'm not sure you would have believed me.
I would have believed you. You seem trustworthy.
I'm all right. I've seen this happen a few times. You have as well.
Yes, I have.
Mosquera, the handoff to Cole Rogers to the edge. This is where he's dangerous. Off to the races. Are you kidding me? 79 yards to the house for Cole Rogers. We have a ball game and some.
Cole Rogers found his spot. You get him in the open field, he has that breakaway speed right down the sideline for the touchdown.
They can go for 2 and make this a 1-possession game on Cole Rogers' 27th rushing touchdown of the year.
Read option, makes the cut outside. Receiver had a huge block out here. I believe it was number 3, Timmons. Guy was on the ground. 44 couldn't make the tackle. Cole Rogers, end zone, touchdown. Back in it, 16-21.
They're not going to chase points. They think it's too early at 10:52.
They have time left. I mean, you don't want...
Steve Antonucci's going to call timeout. He had a lineman running out on the field and then reverse field and run back. Maybe now it gives him a chance to think about going for 2.
You know what? I'll kick the extra point here because the Eagles has all the momentum right now. You know, they've been stopping them on defense. Read option right here. 27, Cole Rogers finds the outside, breaks that 1 tackle right there. Good block right there by number 21, Spencer Peerless, which opens up the field for him. Nobody's going to catch this man when he's in the open field. But right there, Cole Rogers, high five your wide receiver, Spencer Peerless, because he got the guy on the ground, which allowed you to run for the end zone. I mean, they're fighting back right now. They're in the game right now. They're clawing. This is short conference football. Physical, running game. Everybody's blocking downfield. Receivers, running back, offensive linemen. They're getting guys on the ground, and this is a good game.
The 10th 100-yard rushing game of the year for Cole Rogers. It's 16 carries, 150 yards, and that 79-yard score. And he just came out on the field with Matt Mosquera. Oh, baby, here we go.
They're going for it.
They're going to try to make it a 1-possession game with Mosquera in the shotgun. And now Walt Christopik may call timeout. Dueling timeouts to make them think once again. I know this is a high debate. I know in the NFL that Bill Belichick has a Punnett square that was made by a statistician at Rutgers that determines the algorithm for when to go for 2 based on score and time.
You think they have it down there in Middletown South? You think they have the same square?
I don't know. They're pretty stingy with things up in New England. I'm not sure that that's getting out of there.
I guess when your quarterback, Mosquera, is also your kicker, you say, listen, coach, let me go in for 2. We'll score here, and then give me the ball. I'll kick the field goal to tie it up.
Would you doubt him? He's 14 out of 15 from field goals on the year. He's 85 of his last 85 on point after touchdown.
I mean, he's about to break the state record. So I guess you don't doubt him. Let him go. I mean, they have the momentum right now. So anything they do, there's still time left in the game, even if they don't have this 2-point conversion.
By the way, he's a junior. I would not be shocked if he starts getting some Division I kicker looks. With numbers like that, it's hard to find a good, consistent kicker.
And every team needs him.
2-point conversion. Middletown South was down 21-3 at the half. jet sweep. Spencer Peerless is in, sets a block, and he gets the payoff. 3-point game.
The jet sweep, we were talking about that earlier. Spencer Peerless, jet sweep from right to left, got the ball. It's similar to the read option where they have to read the end to see if he's going to go up towards Peerless on the jet sweep or the quarterback's going to keep it. Right to left, he's reading the defensive end, just giving some. He outruns everybody to the end of the end zone. Spencer Peerless here, High Point Solution Stadium. Great game. We'll be back.
Only moments ago, Jackson Memorial was up 21-3 and had the ball on the 1-yard line, 4th and goal. A stop by Middletown South, a 96-yard touchdown throw, a 79-yard touchdown run, and a 2-point conversion later. And still with 10:52 to go, it's 21-18 off 2 touchdowns and a $1.49. Kick return for Jackson Memorial. They will start at the 22. Mid-South is fired up in all sorts of ways. As Curette had the kick return, Jamal Westerman, what are you seeing from this Middletown South team, which is a pedigree program?
I mean, a swagger, a confidence. I mean, on defense, I think that's where it all started on that 4th and 1 on the goal line. They stopped him. The quarterback threw the touchdown pass, 96 yards. Then they stopped him again, running back 79 yards. Let's see if the defense can come up with another stop here in their end zone, in their area, to come up with good field position for the offense. But their defense has been playing great the last 2 drives.
It's the second worst Jackson Memorial field position of the game. Handoff to Golick. He's been the lead rusher today for Jackson Memorial. He'll get just about 2.5, maybe 3 before hitting the brick wall that is Dylan Rogers.
Dylan Rogers, he's getting downhill quickly and standing up the running back. You see right there, he stood him up, and then your buddies are there. Your teammates are there, your pals, your troops, your amigos, whatever you want to call them. They're coming hard. So you stand him up, and everybody come there to make him fall back. So he doesn't pick up the extra 2 yards to make 2nd and short, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3.
High Point Solution Stadium getting loud with chants from both sides. Jackson Memorial, as the clock bleeds under 10 minutes. DeMeo will throw. He's pressured. Castronova made a bid, but it will be 3rd down.
They blitzed Dylan Rogers right there, the inside linebacker, up the middle, which forced DeMeo to roll out to his left to look for Castronova for the incomplete pass.
Remember, this team has not been here in a considerable amount of time. They won the titles in 2000, 2001, 2005, all undefeated. It would be their 4th title, Jackson Memorial, but they're facing a Middletown South team that has won 9 titles. Yes, they have not won one since 2006, but they were here in 2012 and lost by just a touchdown.
And their defense, 6 shutouts on the year, so their defense knows how to play stout defense, stop teams, and give it back to their offense.
The biggest play of the game, 3rd and 7. Bad snap, false start. The line moved, and the snap never came. 3rd and 12. I'm not sure I've ever seen an emotional momentum 180 like this over the course of 5 minutes' time, as you get a look at the snap that never came.
I mean, Jackson Memorial, they're kind of all over the place. They're frazzled a little bit. I think they hear the crowd going. The Middletown South Eagles, I mean, they're on them hard. I mean, they can feel the pressure right now. I mean, Middletown South, they've been playing great defense. They had 2 drives, scored quickly on offense. And let's see if the Jaguars right here can complete this 3rd and extra long.
3 wideouts for DeMeo. Again, movement. And again, it's Jackson.
To me, it seems like Jackson's trying to do some sort of trick play because every time Castronova motions from left to right out, he's putting his hands up like they're going to run a fake to him and throw it deep to somebody else. Right there, you see 32 motions out. He puts his hands up. Are they going to fake it to him and throw it deep? And that's why they're messing up the snap count, because it's something a little different that they're not used to.
Maybe they're installing it on game week of the finals, and you're right, Jamal. It seems like they've never run it all year.
Because this play, there's no playbook for third and extra long. You don't have a play in the playbook for that.
That was the 5th Jackson penalty, costing them 40 yards. Castronova, a reverse. Johnson, who has a touchdown from earlier, is tackled at the 19. Tracked down by Max Imshow, who had a huge hit earlier, and it will be 4th down and long.
Big play by Imshow. Show enough into the dragon. I mean, he stopped him right there. He got a little long, but, you know, third and extra long, just come up, make the safe tackle, get him on the ground, and line up to play the next play.
He got right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even lost a yard. 4th down and 13. Peerless is back at midfield to receive the Calhoun punt, which is not all that deep. Middletown South, from 21-3 down, has the football inside Jackson Memorial's 40 and 8:57 on the clock. This is what you call a comeback. It's been a great day at Rutgers. Manalapan playing dominating defense to beat South Brunswick. An overtime classic. Saw Phillipsburg beat Colonia. DePaul shutting out Holy Spirit. This is the first drive that Middletown South starts in Jackson Memorial territory for Matt Mosquera. And there's motion. False start. It'll be 1st and 15. That is the first offensive penalty on Middletown South the entire game. What a time to get it, Jamal.
You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, especially on comebacks like this. You don't want any negative yardage plays. Right there, they shot themselves in the foot, make it a little bit harder. But the way they've been playing, the way they have flipped momentum in this game, I definitely think they'll get it back and roll on for the 1st down because they're playing well right now up front on the offensive line. Jackson
Memorial's last title, 2005, they beat Brick Memorial in a close one, 30-28. They've been here in terms of close games as a program before. Cole Rogers across the 40. He'll get almost all the penalty yardage back. His last run went for 79 and a touchdown, and this one gets 5.
He's a grinder, man. He gets it up the middle, but he can break it outside, and he does have the speed like we saw in the last touchdown run to make the big play. But he loves to run up the middle, grind out the yards, 2 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. And when you have running backs like that that can grind out the yards, especially late here in the 4th quarter, they'll always break a big run for a touchdown.
Long huddle. 3 wide outs. Rogers is with Mosquera, who throws over the head of Coffey. On defense was Joe DeMeo.
That's the first time that Matt Mosquera has targeted Coffey today. He's their big play threat in the receiving game. I mean, he's averaging 18.5 yards a catch. Right there, he went up just a little bit high for him. But if you can get him the ball in the open field, I mean, 18.5 yards per catch. So he's a big play guy that they may have to look for here with 8 minutes left in the game.
From here, it's a 56-yarder. Mosquera's long is 41. They need about another 15 yards to get in his range. Mosquera has it. Handoff Cole Rogers. Broke a tackle. Tyler Towns got him. He'll gain 2. It's 4th down and 8.
Made the big D tackle. Glenn Kipler Sr. made him miss. He's down.
That's tough to see. That's the leading rusher, Cole Rogers, for Middletown South. 18 carries, 157 yards, and that huge touchdown of 79 yards before. Stay tuned. This may be one of the best innings you see in the state all year. The Central Jersey Group 4 Final. Back Cole Rogers, that's tough to see. No one else on the team has a rush yard today except him. They'll punt it away to Jackson Memorial. We'll see if they ever get the ball back. Mosquera boots it. It's well angled and nearly just over the outstretched arms of the gunner. That was Rob Holtz, who couldn't keep it out of the end zone.
Good effort right there by the cornerback. I mean, getting downfield. If he could have made that play, that would have put him in a tough position right there on the 1 or 2 yard line for Jackson Memorial.
Instead, they get it at the 20. Each of these sides is game for a state title. Short conference supremacy. Memorial has not won one since 2005. Middletown South, which seemingly is here every year, hasn't won one since 2006. This was 21-3 at the. Get the ball back. Has one of the best kickers in the state of New Jersey, if not the best one, in Matt Mosquera. DeMayo kept it on the read. He'll gain just 2. Not even. Maybe just a yard. Well, here comes the 3rd and long that Middletown South was looking for. And they get it inside of 4 minutes left. But Jackson is 50% on 3rd downs today at 7 of 14. You send pressure?
No, I sit back and play coverage. Hopefully your front three will get there. Maybe I send one outside linebacker.
It's the 3-4 that he loves so much, and it's a throwback. Steve Antonucci's D in pursuit. They make the play. The catch was made out of the backfield for Jackson's number 44, Zach Tetro, who plays linebacker and fullback.
Good defense. Roll away, throwback. Everybody's swarming to the ball because they know if he gets this first down, the game is out of hand. Good tackle right there. Get him on the down. That's the one thing with third and long. You don't need a sack. You don't need to stop. Just stop him before he gets the first down. Force him into a punting situation.
Timeout Middletown South. It is their second each side with 1 timeout left. Steve Antonucci trying to maximize the amount of time that his squad has for a drive. And with 3:27 to go, let's go downstairs to Gary Kowal.
Thanks, guys. A couple of things I've been impressed with down here on the field in the second half. The first thing, the Middletown South defense. They've gotten them back in this game. They're flying around the football. They have an extra pep in their step, no doubt. The second thing is the athleticism of Joe DeMayo, the Jackson Memorial quarterback. A couple times in the first half, and even here in the second half, the snap count's been a little off from Jackson Memorial. He's corralled almost all of those. A couple of big runs here. He is a big-time athlete. Back upstairs.
No doubt. Great observations there, Gary. And a punt coming for Jackson Memorial. Calhoun in his own territory. Good boot. Correctly angled away from Spencer Peerless. Perfect. Inside the 15. That is where Middletown South will start. 32-yard punt. 3:19 to get into field goal range, which is about the 25 for Matt Mosquera.
Cole Rogers going down is going to hurt Middletown South Eagles because that was their running back that picks up those extra yards that grinds out the game. You know, there's still time to run the ball, but right now there's leading running back who only had 178 yards last year, over 100 this game. I mean, 10 100-yard games this season is out. So who's going to play running back, and what is Matt Mosquera going to do to lead this team down for the touchdown? It's
a good question. He usually goes to the fullback here, McCarthy, and that is who will line up next to Mosquera. 1st and 10 from Middletown South. Spencer Peerless is wide open. They got him. He'll gain 37. First down, Eagles.
The play action off the jet sweep. Caught the safety looking in the backfield. Peerless wide open. First down. Good pass by Mosquera. If Peerless could have stayed on his feet, man, that'd be interesting to see if he can outrun the defenders for the end zone.
16th catch of the year for Spencer Peerless, who had a 2-point conversion here that brought it to a 3-point game. McCarthy gets the handoff. the big rumbling back for 4 yards. Had 60 carries on the year coming in. That is his first tonight. He does have 5 touchdowns. Remember, Cole Rogers has 27 this year. He left with an ankle injury on the last drive. Precious seconds tick off here. Middletown South with just 1 timeout left. Mosquera doesn't have a play. He's going to have to get it off quickly. He'll throw. Here's Tyler Towns. He gets away. Mosquera will run. First down, Matt Mosquera in Middletown South.
Good job of the quarterback picking up the first down. I mean, that defensive end came clean. Towns came off the edge, came clean at him. He made him miss. Watch Towns here. Come off the edge. He's cleaning. Broke him down a little bit, hit him with a little left-right juke, and just runs for the first down. He saw the first down. He knew that, you know what, this makes no sense for me to cut back in the middle of the field. Let me get out of bounds, save the time off the clock, and set my team up for another first down.
8 yards for Mosquera, and it's rare that a quarterback has to consider, do I go for the downs or do I set myself up for a field goal?
Set yourself up, quarterback. Set it up.
They're on the 38, 1st and 10. McCarthy makes a man miss. They're into field goal range. First down.
Rumble, young man, rumble. The big fullback right there, James McCarthy, getting his opportunity to get the ball in his hands. Running hard here. Just a regular off-tackle run, downhill. He makes the guy miss. 17 yards later, first down for the Eagles.
2:05 to go. They are well within touchdown range to try to win this game after shutting Jackson out in half number 2. McCarthy, he's wrapped up by a diving Adante Davis. About 4 on the play. There is Cole Rogers, their star running back. Ice pack on his ankle, having to watch the junior in a state title game. Rolling is Mosquera on 2nd down and 5. He is sacked by Zach Tetro outside of his field goal range by 2 yards. 2nd sack for Jackson.
Good play right there by the outside linebacker, Zach Tetro, coming off the block. He blitzed off the edge, came off the back. They pulled the guard. He was able to get off the guard and make the sack for the 9-yard loss.
About a minute to go, they need the timeout to set up the field goal. 3 yards, and they'd be back in Mosquera's kicking range. Remember, Jackson has a timeout too. McCarthy.
Cut it back inside.
And he gets down to the 23. It would be a 40-yarder from there about, before DeMayo, of all people, makes the tackle inbounds. Clock inside of 40 seconds. And it is going to be a Joe DeMayo tackle that will set up his opposing quarterback, Matt Mosquera, for a field goal.
That's the one thing you see with a guy who's not used to carrying the ball. There was a hole in the middle if he would have cut it back inside.
4th and 11 from the 22. I can't imagine Steve Antonucci is going to let him snap this ball. It's 39 yards from here. He has a long of 41 on the year. Timeout with 14 seconds left, and they will let the junior take a kick.
Quarterback kicker.
Mosquera, if he were to make this, would have the state record for field goals made.
It's a good way to go out, right? It's a good way to set the record right here, tying the game. State championship game here tonight, High Point Solution Stadium. This game is, early we thought it was, all right, there's a blowout. They battled back right here to set your team up for the overtime.
It was 21-3 Jackson Memorial at the half. I know everybody debates this, Jamal. You're Walt Christopic. Are you calling the icing timeout?
Don't ice them. Don't ice them. They already took the timeout. Don't ice them. Let them line up. You know, sometimes they expect the icing call, and when you don't call it, they're a little short. They're a little slower.
14 out of 15 on the year for Matt Mosquera, the kicker.
Nothing bigger than this.
38 yards officially from where Nolan Peerless is sitting. It will be a timeout for Walt Christopic. They will ice him. No side has a timeout left. I didn't listen to you, Jamal. I'm sorry.
In these situations, I wouldn't even look at the kicker. I don't talk to him. I stay away from him. I don't touch him. I don't want to no mojo. I don't want to ruin his mood or anything.
But he's the quarterback, too.
I don't talk to him.
Naturally, he likes to talk.
Listen, once he puts that kicker shoe on, I'm not going to look at him. I'm not going to talk to him.
Well, he's been their leader all year. Steve Antonucci knew that. Cole Rogers was their workhorse, but Mosquera has kept the system under control. His kicking game, we knew it would come into play. We thought about making it a key. And sure enough, it comes down to a 38-yard field goal for Matt Mosquera to tie the game with 14 seconds left. It's blocked! Jackson Memorial on a blocked kick by Castronova will win its 4th state title. But wait, they're coming together. What are the officials saying? I don't see a flag on the field. And they wave off the flag. The block kick stands. The flag is behind the play. And what could it be for from back there?
There is a flag. There is a flag.
They were discussing leverage. None was given. The block kick stands. And let's take a look with 9 seconds to go. The first man to make the block was Brody Graham. Castronova was right behind him. Golick covered up.
Brody Graham came up with the big block right there. The senior, 6'3", 260 pound, looking at the University of Pennsylvania to go play football at. Big block right there, state championship game. I mean, this has been a battle all game. The flag came down. What's the flag for? We don't know. It's been a tough game. Both teams, I mean, win or lose this game, you have to be happy of the effort on both sides of the football today.
It would be the first title in 9 years for Jackson Memorial since they beat Brick Memorial in 2005. Wait a second.
Wait, what?
They are going to determine it was a flag.
What?
Where did this come from? The officials really need to get this one together to make sure. Let's get the call. They're asking for 14 seconds back on the clock. They're going to re-kick it. My goodness.
Would they move the ball up if there's a flag, right? They have to move it closer. But there's no flag where they keep the ball.
I have to guess, Jamal, inadvertent whistle makes the play deemed dead. But they do move the ball back to the 39, the 29, so it's 1 yard further back. It's now a 39-yard attempt for Matt Mosquera. And a flag again. Are there 12 men on the field? 12 men.
Is that a first down?
No, 4th and 11. We'll make it 4th and 6. But it will make the field goal much more manageable. What an interesting sequence here in the final seconds.
Is this like the ultimate icing of the kicker?
Yeah, but at the same time, it gives him a better look at it. Officially, the ball spotted at the 18. It will be a 35-yard attempt. It's a fake. Peerless throws. Incomplete. Jackson Memorial with the stop.
Why?
And they are a knee away from a state title in Jackson. The rain, the weather, too many factors.
I think what may have happened was the coach thought they were going to kick it from the original spot. So he didn't believe he was going to make it, so they had the trick play call. Because if you look down to the sideline, the coaches were waving their hands to try to call off the play and when they moved it up to the closer spot.
That's a happy Jackson sideline. The flag was waved off, then it was back on. Jackson, state champions. Jackson Memorial wins a title in Central Jersey Group 4, their first title since 2005. (21-3) down at halftime, Jamal. They hold on 21-18 over Middletown South.
Tough game. Middletown South battled back, but Jackson just a little bit more in the second half to come up with the long field goal. Made the tackle on the trick play. Great game here in High Point Solution Stadium. We'll be back.
Central Jersey Group 4 final ends 21-18 Jackson Memorial on Verizon Fios One Sports with the Star Ledger and NJ.com.